Like even yesterday, I think you must have heard the news that even Facebook rebranded itself as Meta, right? And that's the eventual goal of any social network, right? And we are, what we are doing is we are building the future of social network. We are building a place, a virtual place where communities can form, they can engage, they can interact, they can build relationships in gamified systems, right?
Hey folks, welcome to First Cheque Portfolio Shorts. My name is Noah Martins, and this is a series where we speak to founders of our portfolio companies so that you get to know their team, understand what they're building, and the problems they are trying to solve. If you like the content that we've been putting out, do like, share, and subscribe so that we can reach more founders and startup enthusiasts like you. Today's very special guest is Saurabh Gupta, co-founder of Tamasha. Tamasha is a gaming metaverse where creators can engage communities through live social games and instantly monetize their engagement, while game developers can utilize the creator ecosystem to develop and publish community-driven games for the masses. They have grown more than 30x since April this year and currently have about 50,000 monthly active users. They're also working on some super interesting updates that Saurabh talks about in this episode. I had a great conversation with Saurabh, and it's super exciting to see this community that he's building and the thesis behind it. So do stick around till the end to learn more. Saurabh, thank you so much for joining me today. It's a pleasure to host you.
Thanks, Noah. I think it's an amazing initiative that the First Check is doing, and would love to interact and share about the journey.
Awesome. So let's start by talking about what the problem is that you're trying to solve at Tamasha.
Okay. So, talking about Tamasha, let me go, to the thesis that where it comes from and what we are trying to do, what we are trying to build, right? So, the way people interact has been evolving over the time, right? Initially, communities, when internet was not there, communities used to interact in the physical world, right? Then they started, interacting in the digital space, and the way people interact has been evolving over the time, right? Initially people used to interact through chats, even right now they do. Then more engaging or immersive format started coming up, right? Like people started interacting through audio calls, live videos, and things like that, right? Instagram live has been a recent phenomena. There have been multiple live video based formats, and it will evolve over the time, right? And what I feel is that gaming is the next social network, right? And the way communities would interact in the future would be in certain gamified systems, right? So currently, if let's say me and you interact on a regular basis, right? We won't have much of a content to talk about every time, right? But if we are a part of an engaging gamified system, let's say we are playing a PUBG together, there is a story around it, there is much more content to it, so our conversation become much more interesting, exciting. So we can do the normal conversation that we are doing, but we are a part of a common mission, that is there in a game. We are socially engaging, and it's much more fun, right?
Right.
So the world is heading towards the entire communities are actually becoming a part of a metaverse, which we don't realize, but we are like most of the time we spend are is digitally. Like most of the communities that we are part of are digital communities, right? And as the technology evolves, people would spend more of the time socially or in community, in certain gamified systems. Like even yesterday, I think you must have heard the news that even Facebook rebranded itself as Meta, right? And that's the eventual goal of any social network, right? And we are, what we are doing is we are building the future of social network. We are building a place, a virtual place where communities can form, they can engage, they can interact in gamified systems, right? And that's what we are doing. So we are building a platform where communities can flourish, they can interact within certain community based games, right? So that's something which we are building, right?
That's awesome. Very cool. So tell me more about what specifically your platform looks like and how users might engage with it. What does this look like?
Right. So yeah, as I said, that our eventual goal is to build a metaverse. But building something, you have to have something in place which people can use right now, right away, right? And that's what we have been doing. So building for the present, but thinking of the future, right?
Hmm.
And so currently the product that the Tamasha app, which is there out there, it's a platform where people can build their gaming communities, and they can these community leaders or people who are playing a major role in building these communities, or you can call them a creator or a community leader, they can monetize through these gaming communities in multiple way. So there are multiple layers in the products that are there. There is a social layer. Basically there are multiple game formats on the platform through which these communities can interact, they can engage, they can play together these social games. Then there is a transaction layer, basically that as is a very critical part of the metaverse, where there are mediums through which people can monetize their engagement, right? There is an entire economy that we are building within the platform. So currently there are multiple ways through which people monetize. They monetize through real money games, where these community leaders, they host live real money games, and they get a small commission out of the money pool that is being created, right? We also have plans to build a blockchain based transaction layer, so that anyone from the world can interact, play together, and these creators can monetize, right? So yeah,
That's crazy.
that's what.
Very cool. Okay. And what's the progress so far? How many what how big is your team? How many users do you have right now? How many creators and games are there on the platform?
Have been seeing a very decent growth, from April to now. We have almost grown 30x, in
Wow.
terms of transaction volume which is there on the platform. So like people are spending 10 lakh rupees a month, that like they are spending right now more than 3 crores rupees a month, right, on the platform. And
Crazy.
that too, through these organic communities of these creators, which they are building. They're engaging them, they're retaining them, they are and they are monetizing through them, right? So and we have got around more than 50,000 monthly active user base, which is there on the platform. In terms of the progress, there are a lot of things, that are in the pipeline, and a lot of big announcements. So there are a lot of features that are coming up. We have partnered with some of the best gaming companies in India to bring, for our users, the best gaming experience out there, right? So our eventual goal is not to develop the games, right? We want to build something, entire ecosystem for game developers, right? Basically, you can say Tamasha for developers, where a lot of game developers can build community-based games and they can monetize from them, right? So let's say if there is a game developer, he wants to build a community-based Big Boss, right? And he can build that game, he can publish on Tamasha, and people can start playing Big Boss together. And the developer can monetize, the creators can monetize, and people can have fun, right? So
Right.
this way, we want to open up the entire ecosystem for game developers, where they can build this community-based games. And a lot of interesting announcement would be there in the coming months with some of the top gaming companies in India. So stay tuned for that.
Super exciting. I can't wait. My last question for you. Firstly, how did you and your co-founder Siddharth meet? And also, why do you think people should want to come and join you to build this? Why should people want to be a part of your team?
Right. So how me and Siddharth met? So we were batchmates in college. We used to play cricket together. We were, we both of us did our majors in aerospace from IIT Bombay, and we were in the same wing. So we used to interact a lot in college, but somehow we got disconnected for a few months. But eventually, basically the thought of building something on your own basically connected us, again. So even Siddharth at that time was working in Gromo, and he was, building a product for tier 2, tier 3 town people, that how they can, monetize from, by selling financial products. So he was also building an agent-led network, and was trying to solve problems, trying to solve the monetization problem for tier 2, tier 3 town people. And I was in the gaming industry, so we started interacting, last year, and then and started sharing some of the insights on both, in the industry from both sides. So he had a lot of experience around and insights around how agent economy work. How these small town people are looking for ways to monetize, and I was a part of this the gaming industry, and was working, collaborating with MPL and other similar companies. So had a lot of insights there. So we both started interacting, sharing our thoughts, and then came up with this idea, which is basically merger of both, right? The agent-led economy, or the creator economy, and figuring out ways for these small town creators to monetize, and then and through games, right, through something which is fun to do, right? So building something where people are having some fun, and also monetizing through it, right? So that's how we came up with this. And why should people join this is, so firstly, I would say, like, gaming is right now one of the most exciting industry to be a part of. Like, I would say, not just us. Like, I think people should try to do something in gaming. Even not just our company, like they can join any company, because this is the most exciting industry right now, right? And like in the coming years, it would be even larger than the television industry, the Bollywood, all the industry combined, entire media industry combined. It's like a sleeping giant, which is going to be huge in the coming years. So if you join in early, you can be a part of something really big, right? And why us is because, like, we are like, we have been in this space for quite some time, and like, we have figured out things, that what needs to be built, what not needs to be built. So it's a rocket ship, and you're part of it. You can be a part of a group of people, a bunch of people who are already on trying to solve a big problem, trying to big something big, for the world. So would be exciting to have people who are interested to be a part of our team, right? Which is already passionately working on building something quite exciting. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Saurabh. And thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. It was really great talking to you. And it's also, I'm super excited for everything that is to come for Tamasha.
Thank you. Thanks so much.